Hello, everybody. Happy Friday.
Yeah.
Happy Friday.
Thank you.
Yep.
Friday.
And I'm curious, who's excited about getting out of spring? Anybody? Hi, Joey. I just asked the question, who is excited about getting out of spring? Nobody? Yeah, Joey, yes. Only Joey is excited about getting out of spring? Reggie, I think?
I don't think so.
Neutral.
Oh.
I'm neutral.
Neutral. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. How many of you have watched today's video from Eric? All right, great. Yes. Okay, great. So you know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm.
So, any thoughts here? What are your reaction when you heard Eric said we're gently getting out of spring? Frank, let's start with you.
Yeah, I was wondering what is a cube vegetables? So what's a cube vegetables?
Sorry, I'm not understanding.
I think Eric mentioned like cube vegetables. So I guess it's like root type of food, is it?
Oh yeah, I think root vegetables. So what he what he meant was gently getting out of spring. Start by having some root vegetables such as turnips, carrots, and beets.
Okay.
Yeah. What? Anything else? What's your reaction to it?
Well, not really my favorite food, so I'm okay with it.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. All right. Well, let's hear from Joey then. You're excited to get out of spring. What's going on there? What's so excited? What are you looking forward to?
Just a feeling. But I like what he said. We jump out of spring and then we can go back and then go back and forth. I like that.
Yeah. So going forward, we'll talk more about being in different seasons. So after this 90 days challenge, it doesn't mean that your journey with WildFit is over. In fact, it's the opposite. It's only the beginning, because now you learn more about some of the principles of WildFit, which Kim and I will go into more of it in the coming weeks. But you're getting a taste of what some of the WildFit principles, what is it offering you. And it's very much talking about like in different seasons. So yeah, Joey mentioned about we can go in and out of springs, and that's part of what in the phase what we call living WildFit, embracing this lifestyle going forward. What is it all about? So yes, we'll be cycling in and out of different seasons. What else, Joey? What other reactions?
No.
Okay. Reggie, you're neutral. What's going on there?
Yeah. I don't mind going. I like the more variety in my food. I like that. But I was very much enthusiastic about dropping the weight. I dropped under 98 kilos now. So I'm happy about that. But so I'm afraid that I won't go back quickly to the point where I'm losing weight again. But what Eric said, and that's what I actually liked about it. So that's why I'm neutral. I'm not against it anymore. But that when he said that you're getting your switch a little bit looser, like it's more getting oiled by going back and forth a couple of times, and then see if that works. And but I don't mind having a little bit more variety, especially I would never thought that I would look forward to having some berries or something like cherries and stuff like that. That's a good one. It's a good one. So I'm neutral, more positive.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, definitely observe how our feelings are and our thoughts patterns about this, because everybody has different reactions. There's no right or wrong answer here. It's more so like just how we feel about it, right? Because some of us may feel like, oh, it's been so restrictive, and finally we can have some more variety, as you said. So yeah, it's all part of the process there. So okay, good. Cindy, what about you? What are your thoughts?
I mean, he gave a hint on Monday, so I knew there was something coming in. But I'm actually neutral as well. It's not like, like Frank said, it's not like, wow, those are like my favorite food. but but I will see if I would add those things back. I mean, I guess the question is that, like, do I have to come out from spring? I mean, it's like it's not even my original food of choice anyway. So it's just like oh, it's okay to eat it now, but it's not like I'm eating it or craving for it anyway in the first place. Yeah.
Fair enough. So the question is, should you come out of spring, right? The answer is yes. So please come out of it together, because it's also a process for your body to learn how to go in and out of different seasons. So yes, please all come out together, and then yeah, there are much more we will discuss about going in and out of different seasons. So what about berries then? Aren't you guys looking forward to add some berries back later on this week? See, yeah, Frank's thumbs up, right? Yep, see, something that you look forward to, right? So, and too, they're back as well. So, I mean, come on, you're not looking forward to adding some kind of sweetness back into your diet at all?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know for us also on the adding some fruits in, you can also add in some stone fruits. So for us, cherries are in season, and I'm pretty sure they would be for you guys as well. So you got cherries and also melons. Eric didn't mention melons, but that's a really low glycemic index fruit. It's a low sugar fruit. And the only thing to remember with melons is that quite often they just like to be eaten on their own, not mixed with other fruits. So, that's some nice things. So in your stone fruits, you've also got apricots. They're good at this time of year as well. So they're low sugar fruits. So yeah, you can make up a nice fruit salad by the middle of next week. You'll be sort of looking, I'm actually, my mouth's starting to water actually at the thought of that. I love all that stuff. Yeah.
But how is berries is low sugar? Like, are they just refer like anything with berries, like strawberries, blueberries, raspberry? Those to me are very sweet fruits, like compared to.
No, I was in the same camp as you, Cindy. I was surprised, but I think it's because they're the first fruit of spring that hasn't had all the sunshine hours on it. But yeah, I'm like you, but I think it's because maybe we were brought up that we added sugar on berries a lot, so that's why we associate it with heavy syrups and being sweeter than what they actually are. So yeah, it's a nice win.
Because I was like, watermelon.
Yeah, there you go. Minus the vodka. I don't know if you add vodka to your watermelon, but you can't do that yet.
Because watermelon is in season right now.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the Asian tropical fruit is in season. Yeah. So, like, I hope I can still catch the end of that fruit season.
There you go. Yeah, and things like tomatoes and, your colourful peppers and vegetables. Anything that's, that like really made your salad sing before, you can put those in this week. Those are nice to add in. So, yeah.
So the colors are coming back.
Yeah, exactly. And things like zucchini and all that sort of stuff you can add back in this week as well. So, I mean, Reggie and I were talking about it. We don't tend to eat a lot of root vegetables anyway. So we were sort of like, whatever. But when you start thinking about, you can add all those colourful vegetables and, and things like that. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Sorry, Wendy.
No, it's all good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. All right. So how's your week been so far then? Assuming this is your coming to the end of your harsh spring season. So any other progress that you have observed? I'll start with Frank. What are how was your week so far, food-wise?
It went well. So I think not much change. I think the weight did come off a bit, like maybe 1 kilogram or a bit less than that. Yeah, but it did come up, so I think it does work.
Okay, great.
Yeah, all the other things are more or less the same. I think the energy level about the same. I think I did get back to more like aerobic type of exercise, so elliptical instead of punching the back.
That's great. So it did work, right? With the switch of doing more aerobics, there's more exercise that you can breathe and carry a conversation that lets your weight to release more.
Oh.
Yeah, so I guess I think it has some effects. I think the different type of exercise. Yeah.
That's good to hear. What's your net weight loss so far? Would you say your overall?
I think 4 kilograms. I think from when I started.
Wow, great. Okay. Have you also checked measurements too? Your other?
Yeah, I did check last time. So like, yeah, I think the previous 2 meetings, I think I did mention it. So most of the measurement like is get done like by maybe 1 centimeter or half a centimeters. There are a few that I think off. I think I measured it wrong. There's one part where the left calf is actually become bigger.
Oh, wait, maybe it could become, maybe you gain more muscle. It's possible too.
Yeah. I did like train more on the left side, like the kicking and punching. So maybe there's some effect on it. So.
There you go. Yeah. Great. So I'm so happy to hear all your progress so far. So definitely keep observing and keep tracking. Even if the 90 days is over, you can still keep on recording your results, like doing the measurements or weight and whatnot, because it's likely going to be an ongoing process. Especially you mentioned last time that there's still a bit of weight that you want to release. So definitely keep tracking it. So that's good. Great to hear. Okay. So Joey, what about you? How was your week?
Just as normal.
I think Joey is skinnier. Her shoulder.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, really?
Narrow.
Sure.
So, you know, I'm always facing temptations and surrendered. Just as I said on this Monday, so the consequence is that I'll gain weight the next day. I'm scared that that means I jumped out of spring and my weight will keep going up, but that's not as what I think. Yes, after eating those devil food, and then if I keep eating those the spring food, my weight will be I'll be losing my weight again. Yes, that's what I found out.
Okay. So on Monday you mentioned you had half a can of Coke. What else have you had so far?
That night I also have Coke.
Sorry?
because I can't change. I can't break. So
you had milk tea?
No.
Wait, so sorry. I didn't hear you. Because Cindy said you had milk tea. Is that the case?
No, I didn't touch milk tea these 3 months.
Cindy, why did you say she had milk tea?
I thought she said Coke and Lita. That's what she said.
Oh, okay. Yes. Sorry, misheard, misunderstood. Okay, what is it again, Joey? What did you have?
Sorry?
Sorry, let's start from the beginning again. What have you had? this week so far?
Coke Zero and Coke Double.
Okay, so the Coke Zero was Monday, right? That what you told us about?
Yeah.
And then you had
Yeah.
a can of Coke again?
A glass of Coke.
Okay.
Half glass of Coke.
Okay, when was this? When was this?
I forgot whether it's Monday or Tuesday dinner.
Okay.
Yes,
Tell us.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I ordered a set, and they have set the drink to be Coke only,
Okay, and
I can't give it to anyone else because they all have their own drink. So I finished half of it.
okay. Well, so what were your thinking behind having half a glass of it?
No special feeling. Just think it's sweet but nice because the weather is hot.
Okay, so it's because the weather is hot, and
Yeah.
and
so at that time I didn't feel so guilty about it.
Okay.
Because it can quench my thirst at that time.
Okay, so you talk yourself drinking that Coke because A, the weather is hot, and B, you were thirsty.
Yeah.
So what hunger was it that time that triggered you to drink that Coke?
Because I have no choice, and I'm thirsty.
Do you remember we talked about the 6 core hunger? Which hunger is this that's tricking you to have that Coke?
Maybe thirst.
Okay, yeah.
Thirst.
Sounds like it, because since you said thirsty, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said that you have no choice.
Supposed to be.
Oh.
Supposed to be. But of course I can give it up.
So then what's the reason behind you having it then? Did you have this thought that you're telling us that you had this option to give it up, right? But you're telling us, you explain it at the moment right now, but what about at the time that you were having that meal? Did this thought ever come to your mind?
Maybe.
Do you remember it now? Do you remember it came in or no? I'm just curious.
I won't have it in the coming future because.
So Joey, I think is it my internet?
No.
Can you hear? Can you hear?
Yeah. So Joey, go ahead. I was asking, like, at that moment, you see the set meal come with the Coke. Did any part of you thought about, oh, maybe you shouldn't have this at all, or what was the thought process when you saw that Coke in front of you with that meal?
I did think over it for a moment, but it was really and it was really hot and thirsty, and I didn't think much afterwards.
Okay, and was there any part of it that you felt like you were happy that it because it's part of cheating again? Did you enjoy the cheating?
Not much.
I mean, sorry, which part not much? Like, you didn't think about cheating, or you didn't think about you didn't think it was, you weren't happy the fact that you were drinking it? Which part was it? I asked it was a 2-part question there.
I don't think it's cheating.
Okay, so you didn't think it was cheating
because I really drank it intentionally at that time.
Ah, I see. Okay, I'm following the thought pattern, the thought process there. So you deliberately drink that Coke because you were thirsty and hot outside.
And in fact, I have asked the cashier, can I change to other things? He said no. And I just take it.
Did you ask? Did you remember did you phrase the question exactly like you just did? Like, can you change to something else?
Yeah.
Or did you? Okay.
Yeah, I did ask.
Okay, great. I'm glad you did. That's at least.
So with a few moments of guilty, I just forgave myself.
Because.
And enjoyed the dinner with my
Right. So I'm just curious, like, any part of you felt like, oh, you're cheating again, but it's okay.
Not really cheating.
Okay.
Not really cheating. Yeah.
Because on Monday you mentioned the word cheating. I'm curious.
Okay.
I'm curious, like, since it happened automatically the next day, and you also mentioned on Monday that you enjoy that cheating a little bit. You were happy that you had that Coke. Do you remember?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
I'm trying to help you out here because I'm seeing that how do I put this? You're rewarding your brain with the wrong kind of messages here. Because cheating is actually exciting. Because for you mentioned that you grew up in a very restrictive environment, and you mentioned that you did not really break any rules in the past. Oh gosh. I'm gonna wait a little bit. Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so Joey, I'm trying to help you out here to help you break out of this cycle. And the cycle that I'm seeing here is it's exciting. It's a little bit exciting to like break rules once in a while. Because part of it is it's on the same line of cheating a little bit here too. It's exciting because you mentioned that you grew up in a restrictive environment, and you always obey the rules. Like, you were always like following it when you were in your younger version of yourself. Now, at your current version of yourself, you feel that you have the freedom to choose the food rules here, whether you have it or not. And part of it is it's exciting that you get a chance to have some of the quote unquote forbidden food, and you have a little bit of it. You feel like, yeah, like it's exciting. Like, you know, I'm like, no.
I don't have that exciting feeling.
Okay, but you did mention it on Monday. You felt happy. Have a little bit of Coke.
Should say that while I have that in hand, I enjoyed it.
So what was the
reason because
behind the enjoyment? What was so enjoyment about it then?
That enjoyed drinking something instead of I feel so exciting. Maybe someone steal something from they enjoy the exciting feeling. Not that way.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Can you explain it one more time? I'm trying to understand better. I'm trying to understand it better. Can you explain it one more time?
When I'm holding it in hand and drink, it's not a bad feeling, but I enjoy drinking that.
Right, but it's a positive feeling, right? Having that Coke.
Not negative. Yeah.
Okay, so
not because
I'm hearing
not because of
you
breaking the rules.
No, I'm hearing a bit denial here, to be honest with you. I'm really hearing denial here. And
anyways, it's past that I behave well these few days.
I understand, but I'm trying to help you to see some patterns here and try to help you break through the cycle. So I completely understand your I'm willing to help you. At the same time, you also need to be willing to help yourself. So perhaps I'll just stop here and I'll let you process it a little bit. Okay. All right. Let's go to Reggie.
Yeah.
How's your week?
Yeah, I think it's pretty boring actually, because everything is going well, and I don't see much difference. I more or less I doubted if I was still in keto and I was losing weight, and and I want to see if there's a difference between now and next week. So that's why I decided to go on the scales this morning again. So that's after, for me, that's a long time, almost 5 days, and then I discovered I lost even more in dropping under the 98 limit, and now I'm at 97.9 or something. That's fine. So just to see if there's a difference when I go out of ketosis, and then see what happens to the weight loss. Or I haven't got a clue. But for the rest, I've been a good boy. And a funny experience yesterday again. I was sometimes I meet up with a colleague of mine who's a couple of years senior than I am, and we kept contact, and then we meet up somewhere in one of those road restaurants. And what we did before, always, we indulged ourselves a little bit. So I was a little bit afraid of going there, of course. And what we always do is that we drink some coffee, of course, and then you have something to go with it, like a little treat, like a piece of cake or a piece of pie. And then after a while, talking and yapping away, then let's say in 1 hour, then the other person is ordering again, so that we sort of split the costs or something. And then we do another round of coffee, and coffee even more, but another round of cake or pie. And it was almost shocking to him that I didn't go for all those things. It was, first of all, I started off with tea. That was already, it was weird as hell, of course. It's me, rooibos tea. What the hell is that? And I didn't take a piece of pie. And his wife, for the occasion, came along, and she didn't want nothing. I'm okay, by the way. There's an ambulance coming past.
I hope everything is okay on that side of the world.
I'm fine. Nothing going wrong here. He's gone. He's gone. No, but
okay,
I had the tea, and I had the tea, and blah blah blah, and I didn't take cake. None of them. Not of the moment. So, but then he sort of restricted himself as well. He said, "So okay, the second was, I'm not going to eat pie on myself again." So then he said, "Okay, yeah." Okay,
you see how much of you stepping up as a leader to take care of your health is influencing other. Usually it's the other way around. It's people having not so healthy food, or what we call dysfunctional foods. They are the ones who pressure us, the one who look after ourselves, eating them.
Yeah, don't be the party pooper and come with me.
Exactly. So do you see the power of you right now, Reggie, that you are presenting as the healthy example here, and others who probably deep down know that they're having something not so functional, not so healthy, they are feeling a little bit bad. So this is an example of this is a great example of us being the responsible one for our own health. We lead by example. Oh wow, I hope everything's okay. Wow, wait a second.
It's coming through Kim to me.
Wow, I hope it's okay. But I also want to make note that I noticed you, Reggie, and Joey, the language that you use there, it's really interesting. So Reggie, you mentioned that you've been a good boy. And Joey also mentioned that, well, anyway, that was the past. I behaved well this week. So this type of language, it's actually quite restrictive. So I want to mention that WildFit, it's all about freedom. We try to use freedom-based language, like food freedom, for instance. So by saying that I've been a good boy, I behave well.
Sorry. I think I should have done the bunny ears and say good boy.
So
no, because I don't feel like I rather want to do something else, but I'm doing this and be a good boy. That's not true. Because for me, it's still, I'm feeling a lot better. I can continue. I got a strange shift of my rhythm though. I wake up early, then I break down around 12 o'clock, and then usually I have to do a little siesta sleep. And then after that, I go on and work until 1 in the morning almost, if I want to. So I'm fine. I'm feeling healthy. And the good boy thing is, I'm for sure, I told you before, and the others as well, I will never go back to even trying a piece of bread or a piece of cake or whatever. I can see what we were just in the supermarket right now, a couple of hours ago. And then I looked at something that I really like, and that's herring. I'm a real Dutch boy. Okay. I had some.
I want to say.
Yeah. But then you got the sour herring, and I eat that for a long time. And it really sort of almost enraged me that I found out there was even in that stuff, in the marinade around it, there's like a fluid where it drifts in. And there's some glucose syrup in it or something. Now, what did I say, Kim? It was
sucralose.
Sucralose. Oh, here we go again, The stuff I eat from the market, that's salted herring, and that's pure nature. So I can eat as many of those as I want. And I do, actually. I do. And it doesn't have any effect on my ketosis or my weight loss or on feeling bad or whatever. So I'm really glad about it. But I'm still keep discovering stuff that I've been eating for a long time, but I think it's healthy, and it's totally not. Or is a flaw in it or something. And I hate that about the food industry is really appalling to me more and more. So that's what I wanted to add to it. Sorry about that.
So good. But I wanted to say that it's okay to use those language, but I just want to emphasize that that also tell us something about those language too, is some part of you still feel a little bit restrictive.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the reasons why we opt to use those language. So I want to try to see if there's a way that we can help you to think of it as you are having the freedom not to choose those foods anymore. So that's the ultimate freedom from the food that we want to achieve, because a lot of us don't have freedom from the food that we miss the most or we enjoy the most. So for instance, Joey, I want to ask you, like, do you still miss luncheon meat? I know that's something that you really like to have, the Spam.
No.
You don't miss it? You don't miss it?
No.
Wow. See? That's a big change.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I found it from my photos that I took those two can and glass of Coke both on Monday. And my point was that, I did something wrong. Sorry. And then I behaved well on the rest of the days. And that my weight will drop again.
Okay. I hope that
when I did something wrong, I was scared that I gained too much. I have sweet things and gain too much calories, and my weight will rise up. But it didn't.
Okay.
And I hit my lowest weight yesterday.
Good.
So it is a lesson too.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm
it is
glad.
A lesson.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear. But I guess what we want to help you here is how to break out of that cycle for you, because it happened again and again. And that's something that's worth thinking about going forward if you're interested to explore this. So, okay, Joey, I'm curious, what is your net loss of weight so far?
That regardless of the time, because it varies from day to the variance from kilogram. So I just checked that my weight loss is 5.6 kilo.
From the beginning
Ah.
of the WildFit till now, it's
I'm not at my peak from the beginning. That means 4th of May. I keep, yeah, it's not my heaviest time. My heaviest time was on about 12th of May, 12th to 13th of May.
okay. So
Yeah.
from 12th of May until now, the loss is 5.6 kilo.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Good to know. All right. Keep it up.
I'm
Keep
having
up
too
with
much
it.
fat.
Keep up with that. Keep up with that. So
Okay,
Awesome.
I will.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. What about you, Reggie? What's your curious? Like, what's your loss?
The
net
one
loss
I caught this morning, I clocked this morning, was 5 kilos in total.
5 kilos.
And that's the WildFit period. In total, from when I started the whole thing, that's 21.7 kilos.
Wow.
But WildFit alone is 5.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a lot. I think it's a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you. It's
Yeah.
a lot of fat, I think, that I'm losing now, and that's and 5 kilos of fat are a lot, I think.
That is like almost the weight of a laptop here. Everybody, you and Joey, almost. Well, for Frank too, almost. Yeah, it's a laptop.
What kind
My
of
laptop now is very. It's only 1 kilo.
5 kilos?
Oh wow. Okay. Well. Okay. Frank, you have a really light laptop then. My laptop is about 5 kilos.
You frightened me. I thought you meant the 21 kilos. I think, what kind of a Russian laptop you've got?
Yeah, back in 1990s.
Soviet one.
Yes. No, the 5 kilo. What about inches? I'm curious. What about inches? In your measurements, like centimeters or?
Yeah. We did the one we had to do it. That's the last one I did. But I especially I'm carrying a shirt now, and it's so loose, and it was actually tight when I started. It was really tight. Kim can acknowledge that. And it's like I can almost twice I fit in there. That's a bit much said, but okay. But so the measures must have dropped. The only measures I didn't like that were dropping were from my shoulders. I missed about 5 centimeters from my shoulders. I have 2.5 centimeters on each side, so that's not that bad. Okay. But no, there's a lot of change, really, and I love it.
That's great.
And still, of course, yeah, and connected to the fact that you feel healthy, because that's the only important thing.
Great to hear. All really positives here. So, all right, Cindy, how's your week? Do you feel restricted?
Actually, I think it was great progress this week. It's one of the strongest week that, when I measure my ketosis is at very high level. And then I'm, like last week you recommended the fasting options, and I sort of, like I mentioned on Monday, like Saturday, I sort of had a breakfast and then I didn't have until dinner. It sort of just really kicked into that very strong week. And then I tried it again that on Wednesday, that I prepare my own lunch, that I just eat like celery sticks, the raw veggie with the dips that I made. And I saw it's keeping it up there. But I tried today and I failed.
How do you mean?
I had a big breakfast and then I went out all day that actually I don't feel hungry. But then when I came home, that I might have overdone it, the duration, because in between I actually exercised. So when I came home, like I was craving the sauerkraut fish, 酸菜魚. But I had this last week, and next morning my body was still okay. So to me, I felt like this was an approved food I can take. But at the same time, I actually do have a stick waiting for me in my fridge, and I wasn't satisfied. I went ahead and ordered it anyway. I ordered takeout and I ate the steak in the fridge because it's gonna go bad. So like my dinner, it was a double dinner.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
But technically, I didn't. It just the volume. It's a lot, but it's should be all approved food.
Okay.
Wow.
That's
Big deal.
Huh? Ready?
I thought maybe that's not that shouldn't be a big deal if you eat more, but
Yeah.
as long as it's okay food, then it's not so bad as if you
Yeah.
would go on to bad food. So yeah, better
Because
that than yeah.
Because this morning I was home, so like I prepare a heavier, not heavier appetizer, but more volume wise. I add items a little bit more in there, so that I knew I would save the second half later today when I came home. So I did try. I came home. I was hungry. I was craving for food. So I first take the appetizer first to see I still want to eat, what's craving my head. And then after I did, it sort of went away a short while. And then when I took the stick out, it just looked so sad. And I was like, I really want that fish in my head. So I prepared the dish, and then I was flopping my phone looking at the menu, and I was going back and forth. And you know what? I was like telling myself, you know what? If you want to have it, then you should just have it, right? Because it's not like a food that you cannot eat. It's something you can eat. I think it's okay. So I went ahead. So that was the entire week. I think tonight was that struggle. But then throughout the week, I was eating different type of food that that it gives me a better. It was surprisingly, because I think 1 or 2 weeks ago, you guys, I was eating at a Vietnamese restaurant. I ordered the noodle without the broth. I mean, the noodle without the noodle soup. I drank the and then next day it kicked me out. I went all the way to negative. And then I was hesitant. But this week I went out to lunch and I ordered at a Korean restaurant is the kalbi tongue. So it's the ribs, the short ribs broth type thing. And then I drank the whole thing and I ate everything in there. And the next day, surprisingly, it didn't tilt me over as well. So I think my body is getting stronger in that I'm not as sensitive to the food. Or maybe this restaurant just used less sugar. I don't know. Who knows, right? Who knows what they put in those things? But then at least I felt this week my body is stronger than comparing to other weeks that I'm not easily get flipped or at the borderline.
Yeah, so this is really good to hear. Part of it, I think, it's also your body. It's getting used to more and more getting into trying to switch to that fat burning mode. Because I think for you, for the longest time, you were like this, like should I go back? So I think it does take some time to train our body to completely flip the switch over, especially for a lot of us. We've been in sugar burning mode for most of our lives. So it's hard to expect our body to flip that fuel source mode in a matter of days or weeks. So it definitely give us more time, especially for those of us who've been communicating with our body that winter is coming, keep storing the fat, keep storing the energy and hydration. It just takes a while for our body to get used to, oh, winter is over, or maybe winter is not over. Like, I'm not really sure. I can't really decide. So unless we make it really clear with our body, just like how we communicate, we need to like put intentions and communicate more clearly so that the body can understand like which way we're going. And I think for you, it sounded like your body is like getting better at hearing that message or trying to like follow it. So this is all great news. Anything else?
Also, I think it's also that, like, how seeing my body tip before back and forth, and now like I see that my body recover, it comes back a lot faster than before. So like, how before I was expressing that, oh, when I go out, I'm afraid the restaurant have nothing for me to eat, and now like you say, you know, we should embrace it. We should just go out to find out, oh, what I can eat, right? I think by seeing my body can pick up faster. So to me, I actually sort of felt like it lifted the belief that, okay, so what? If there's really, if you pick your best option and still put you over next day, I think for my body that, okay, fine, then I will, you know, just pick it up next day again. That helps me to move in back to track. Then I think that is a release on my, a relief on my end from that I feel more, you know, more allowance to order food now, like when I'm outside.
Yeah, I'm also really
Yeah.
glad. I'm also really happy to hear it, because I think for the longest time before, you were frustrated, you felt restricted, and that also communicate to your body there is uncertainty, right? We talked about this. So I'm glad to hear it sounded like you sound more relaxed now, for sure, compared to a week ago. Would everybody agree? Right? Yeah, exactly. Cindy, you definitely sound more relaxed, which is positive, and it's communicating to your body that, okay, yeah, you know, we'll try this out again. And just from the way you described it, it sounded like it's aligning, like your mind and your heart is aligning more now, so that you're more at ease. Is it fair to say? Okay, that's good. So have you had a chance to check your measurements and all that yet?
Measurement, no, but for weight scale, it's still
okay.
Oh.
Okay. So Cindy, take it easy. I think just because what we just said, right? I mean, I think right now your body is slowly getting the message from you as you become more at ease with yourself.
Yeah.
So take it easy. We will come out of spring together, and I'm not going to say too much in the future, but there will be time that you will have a chance again to go through this fat release. So just it's okay for now, and we're all in this together. So please just follow it along, and like I said, there will be a chance to do the fat release. And I think when the time comes, it's likely that your body will it'll be easier for your body. And also, I would definitely encourage you to try to prepare as much meals as you can, because you also just said it too. When you go out to eat, you don't know what they put in there. You don't know how much sugar that they have. That fact alone, it's also hindering you a little bit by completely going into the fat burning mode and stay there stronger. So I just wanted to remind you this bit too. So if you want to try to stick with the fat burning more cohesively, I would definitely encourage you to prepare your own meal as much as you can next time around.
That's why I was like, we coming out of spring, because like the next 2 weeks our work just announced we have to work from home for 2 weeks again.
Oh.
And I was like, yes, like again. But we come out of spring.
Okay, no, it's all good news. So Cindy, it's good news. Come out of spring, but come out of spring gently. Remember, we're not going straight back into the noodles right now. Please do not. That would definitely throw off the scale. So no way. But just for this week, gently going out of spring, and then we'll see how it goes. Maybe your body will feel even more at ease. That's my hope for you.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy to hear that you have a chance to work from home. That means you can prepare your own meals more. It's great. It's all positive.
I get bored of my cooking, you know.
Sorry?
I might get bored of my own cooking for 2 straight, because it's that creative with cooking.
Okay, let me ask you. If you're telling your body that you're getting bored of your own cooking, what do you think you're communicating to your body with that message?
It's probably going to say you need to go out and eat.
Oh. Really? Is that the case? No, but really, interesting. That wasn't what I was trying to go for. Maybe I'll ask differently.
Obviously.
But I see your point there. I see what you were saying. How do I
That's
ask?
the variety hunger. That's the variety hunger monster.
Yeah, actually, which
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's
variety.
variety. Yeah.
Because
Try the
I think when Eric mentioned the six hunger, it's the variety one. I don't quite understand when he was mentioning during that week, but
you do.
throughout these last couple weeks, I felt that like not before. What challenged me the most was the emotional hunger, right? That I'll keep going back and all those, but later it's sort of like melting away, it toning down. But this last couple of weeks, ever since we are actually in a very deep spring mode, I felt like the variety is a lot louder than anything else. It's like I think the body is what's going on, like why can't I eat that, right? Kind of mode. And because like I said, my cooking is not great, or I'm not that creative in cooking. So I will even I try new things, but I don't feel like I'm not feeding the right, but satisfying the mind of, oh, that's a great taste, right? Even I'm exploring different food, like those purple food and, different things. I'm very adventurous on those, but it's the part where, like, for me, I think it's safe to eat things that I know, and it becomes boring.
Yeah.
Did you try the quiche from what kid that Kim made?
I just saw it today, so
okay.
I will try it.
Do it.
But the air fryer I have is like the pull-out one. It's not the one like yours.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will see.
Do you have an oven? Do you have an oven?
Yeah.
I don't know how to use it. It's with the microwave type. I tried to do it before. It just setting to like 9 seconds. I don't know how to use it. It's too advanced in technology. It's not the good old oven. You see what you're doing in there kind of thing. But I think it's I mean the alignment, like you said, I think is starting to align for myself, like my head, and it's better. It's a lot better this week. I feel like it's a lot better. I think it's just really peace, to find the peace in me to move. But I've been testing throughout these couple of weeks. I don't know why. I think the food devil, not anyone intentionally, but like every week, like my team is having some type of like afternoon tea with like Haagen-Dazs cream, or someone's birthday with like really cool chocolate cake. And every time I go there and we celebrate, and then I just walk away.
Nice.
But I feel like I'm not part of it, because I don't want to stay around, because like, they try to give me as I know, and then, people ask. I don't want them to ask too many questions.
Right.
And, move away. But then like but then why throughout the weeks when like it's really tempting, a lot of temptations these weeks at work too.
Well, Cindy, that's the truth is we always face these type of scenarios, this special occasion. Then what we need to do is actually train ourselves how to strengthen our ability to be neutral about food. This is what I was going for in the beginning, earlier, when I said that when I hear that the language some of us use is like, it sounds really restrictive. It's because we don't feel free from these type of foods at the moment. Just like you don't feel free from this type of food, like the chocolate cake, the ice cream. But I think you are already getting stronger by you are not letting yourself in that environment. That's already an improvement for you, right? Because I think in the past you weren't able to like walk away so easily, right?
Maybe like to sweets, I'm okay, because I wasn't a sweet fan, but before it's more of those noodle and rice kind of thing that it's a lot harder. But for sweet, I'm okay. Yeah, I can give up on sweets. Like, I don't have that such a strong craving. But I think for like, for Joey's scenario about the Coke is that I would just say, like, to me, when I order, I know how you feel. Like when there's a set, like it gives you, and then you don't have an option. You like, to me, my advice is you always have an option. You just don't want it. That's it. Like how I order my burger without a bun and my noodle without noodles. Right? They find it very strange, but you do have that option. Like sometimes I would tell myself, like, how much would that can of Coke cost me, right? If I really want it, then I just go buy myself one. But at this moment, you don't need it, and I would just say no. I don't need it now. Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. Absolutely, I agree. And I think Reggie, I think Reggie, want to say something too, right, about this? Or
No. I just I was going along with the thought. It's very good, actually.
Yes.
I'd rather have nothing than to do the wrong thing.
Exactly.
But if you're thirsty and you want to drink, but in that case, I would think, well, let me go to the toilet or something and drink some water there or something. Just as sort of a emergency measure. But I will not touch that Coke anymore.
There's no free water at the toilet in Hong Kong.
Oh, isn't there? Wow. Okay. But
I get what you're saying. I think Reggie's point is trying to find water somewhere, or maybe ask. Maybe in that scenario, like ask for a glass of water. It's also possible, because I think the question that Joey phrased when she asked the vendor, can I switch to like something else? And there is actually an option of just water. You can always get like tap water or 白開水. Like that is free. So I don't see why the vendor wouldn't offer you just tap water. But I think it's just the way that the way that the question was phrased, make the vendor sounded like, what else do you want? Like coffee or milk tea? Oh, well, I only have like soda for you, for instance. So a lot of times is just really knowing like what your boundary is and how you pursue keeping that boundary in for a lot of us. And for Cindy, I wanted to say is about the what I want to say about the freedom from those foods is, it does take some time to build up that inner strength and feel comfortable about not being attached to those foods, whether it's sweets for you or the rice or the noodles. It does take some time. We can definitely spend some time work on it, Cindy, if you like. But I can tell you that right now, for me, if I walk past like a cake or chocolate cake, it's neutral to me. I don't have strong feelings about them. I'll give an example. So I think it was last Monday, right, that I'm not able to host a call because I was invited to a group dinner in Hong Kong with like 11 people. And right off the bat, when I sat down, these people were like, oh, would you want red wine? And I said, no. And they said, oh, would you want whiskey instead? I said, no, thank you. And then they asked me, oh, do you want soda then? I'm like, no, water is fine. Like, honestly, I look at the alcohol right now is really neutral to me. In the past, I used to drink a lot more. So in the past, I'll definitely go for a glass of wine or whiskey. I drink whiskey too. It's no problem for me. In fact, I probably prefer whiskey than wine in that situation. But I look at those alcohol right now, to me, they don't speak to me. Like, they don't have I don't have strong emotional attachment to alcohol anymore. It's like fine, In fact, I enjoy the meal myself without alcohol, because I notice that all those people, as the dinner goes on, they become louder and louder, and they become making some funny comments, and I'm the one who is sober, just like observing and watching it. It's like real life. It's like real life. What do you call it? Reality TV, but like in real life for me. I'm enjoying. And the best part is, I know that the next day when I wake up, I still have a sharp mind. I I can just ready to go. I won't have a headache or any downsides from having alcohol like they do. So that is food freedom for me. That is my freedom from alcohol. And it will be my ultimate achievement. I'll be so happy if all of you can achieve some sort of food or some sort of food freedom from any food that you face. I know Reggie already have achieved food freedom from cheese, a dairy product. So, right, is that the case? Or Reggie, you look a little puzzled there. I just want to make sure that's the case for you.
And Coke.
Oh, and Coke too. Yeah. So fantastic, right? And a lot of us still have a little bit of attachment to some kind of food. It's okay. We'll work on it with the time that we have together, or if not, maybe afterwards as well. But ultimately, you want to have your own control over food, not having the food controlling you. Either whenever there's some emotion strikes that makes you want to go back to that food. That's the goal we want to achieve here.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Any questions? Going to your buffer zone again. You're gonna have a buffer zone. Yeah. You can stay in spring for 2 more days if you like.
I will.
Okay. Any questions or thoughts? No?
So do we eat, well, I have a question for
yes.
Kim. Beetroot, you eat it cooked, right? You don't eat raw beetroots.
You can. A really nice way to have it raw is to grate it and then make a really light vinaigrette for it and leave that to steep for about an hour. And then that's a really delicious way to have raw beetroot. Yeah.
Okay. Not straight up cut raw and eat kind of type. No.
I do that too for my salad.
Yeah. Grate it in your salad. It's nice. Just it turns everything pink. It's really pretty.
Because I was thinking maybe I can try beetroot in my alkalizer, but I think it probably better it's cooked, right? Then I just slice the beetroot in there.
Wow, make it a really horrible color. Probably go brown.
It's the same thing when I mix that purple kale in there. It looks like poo, actually. The purple kale was too hard. It was too hard for me. Like even when I tried to cook it and then I tried to eat it raw and I tried it in alkalizer. It's so tough. It's like very hard to chew. I was like, wow, really tough kale out there. It's probably good for me because tougher fruit means they more natural. Like they try to grow.
Yeah. No, I'm not a big fan of kale, and in fact, I was looking for it because I thought maybe in chips, because it seems to be quite easy. I keep seeing kale chips everywhere, but I can't find it now fresh to try it. But I don't even know if that kale that you were trying to use would work as chips. Sounds really tough. I'm not a big kale fan at all, just for that reason. Yeah, I find it really
very tough to chew.
Tough. Yeah. And prickly. I remember eat prickly to eat as well.
Horrible.
But it's superfood. That's why I always add it in there.
Yeah, it's good for the alkalizer. That's for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Great. All right.
I'm going to be making a recipe tonight, and I'm going to video it because it's we're going to have salmon tonight, and we're going to have it's called a tonato sauce. It's an Italian tuna sort of mayo caper sort of dressing / sauce that goes over it, and you can have that in spring. So I'm going to video that while I'm making it for Reggie's dinner tonight. So
I'm the lucky one.
Yes, you are, Reggie. You are. But we're also lucky too because we get to have the recipe. We get to make it on our
own. So. Oh, yeah. I got a last question for Joey. You asked you asked what Kim was adding at some point. Do you remember?
Oh, that was.
Oh, sorry, it was Cindy. Sorry, Joey, it was Cindy. Did you find out what it was or not? Because this is the moment.
it was a dried bacon, right?
Yeah.
Oh, at the beginning, yeah, I saw that too. It was the editing of that clip that didn't say it. That's true, but it's
Yeah, I figured
it's
first
nice.
thing you add might be like some type of oil or maybe cheese. I don't know what you're adding.
Oh yeah, coconut. The coconut oil, but it's in solid form from the fridge.
Yeah.
So
I thought one thing is the type of oil you add, but then all of a sudden it just skipped right into the onion, I think, and there's like something red in there. What's that?
It's a new app. It's a new app that Kim uses.
Yeah. I'm still trying to work on that pate one, but I mean, just because you all know how boring it is, I might just put up 3 clips. And
Just
if you want to watch
recipe,
watch.
just a recipe there.
Yeah.
You don't have to show it. Okay.
Okay.
We'll see. Okay.
Any other foodie questions for the weekend? No. Cool.
Okay, enjoy your buffer zone, and we'll speak on Monday again. Great work, everybody.
Okay.
So keep it up.
Awesome.
Okay.
Have a good
weekend.
one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.